Hey guys, welcome once again to Niagara Fire Corals. My name's Steve, and today we're going to frag some coral. I have multiple different pieces in the frag tanks that are overgrown. I need to cut back, replug, and I'll take you guys through cutting some coral and show you how I do it. Stick with me. Alright, so first I'm going to just start out by showing you how I basically get set up for cutting coral. So this is just tank water from my tank. It doesn't take a lot in the saw. Throw some tank water in there. And then I always follow that up with some of the Lugel's iodine. I put a little bit in the saw. Just a few drops. Okay. That's how I set up my saw. I'll turn it on real quick, just make sure I'm getting a good flow of water. And we are. All right, so that's the saw. And then over here, not sure if you guys can see. Yeah, you can. Okay, over here, this is where I'll put the frags after I cut them. I do the same thing. A few drops of Lugel's iodine in there, and then as well as the Lugel's iodine, I put a couple capfuls of witch hazel. You can buy witch hazel at any pharmacy out there. It's just good, help the corals fight off any bacterial infections or anything like that. Give it a good stir, and we're ready to start cutting some coral. So I'll go get the first pieces that we're going to cut, and I'll be right back here at the saw. All right, so I've brought the first piece over. It wasn't doing well. It's coming back now, so I'm going to frag this Blastomosa. I want to just get this cut into a couple of polyps on each one. So we'll get cutting on this piece here. Just took the bottom of the plug off. I'm going to take these two off right here. So there we go. I'm going to take out this one big one here. There you go. So we got two on this one and two on this one. All right, we got 2 there. Just like to give these a good shake in the water, just because they slime up. Just take you in for a closer look. They're beautiful Blastos. All right, so we'll get those put up onto a plug now, on the plugs. Show you how I do that. So I just make these little racks here out of egg crate. And throw a plug on for feet. Holds onto your, you can put your plugs in here, it holds them for you. You set your glue and then put your frags on it. So that's what we're gonna do. And we'll get these mounted. There's 4 pieces. I'm gonna mount 3 of them. And one of them is actually gonna go onto a disc to go into my display tank, because I do not have these in my display tank yet. So I'm going to get one started in there. A little bit of glue on each piece. I just like to dab the back dry before I stick it on. And just press it down into your glue. All right, that's it for Blastos. We'll go get the next piece and we'll cut something else. All right, so this next coral is a Pokeroo Sepastria. And the reason I'm going to cut these is, as you can see, they're overgrowing onto the rack. So I will just cut all of these back and replug them. This, what you see here, is only about half of them. I'll cut one for you guys to see, and then I'll get them all cut and mounted, and I'll show them to you after. I'm not going to take you through me cutting every one, but I will cut one so you can see. So first thing I do, take the stem off. All right. And then I'll remount that onto a new plug. And I won't have to worry about it growing all over my rack. So I'm going to get all these cut, and then I'll show them to you mounted. All right, so there you have it. They've all been cut down off of their plugs. They were overgrowing. They've been remounted, and I'm going to go get them in the tank, and I'll get the next piece that we're going to cut. All right, so I'm back here with the next one. These here are Reef Raft Spicy Lemon, and as you can see, You know, it's kind of a good problem to have, but this is actually two that have grown together. Then, you know, they're growing into other corals, so this one's got some damage on it. They're all overgrown. The plugs, these two here as well, are grown together. So I'm just going to clean these up and get them remounted onto another plug. So I'll cut the first one, show you guys, and then I'll get the rest of them cut and I'll show you what they look like after. I'm just going to move you over to the saw here. And it's exactly the same as when I cut the Sepastrias. I'll take the bottom stem off, and then I'll just clean up around the edge so it can fit on the new plug. I am going to put these on a bigger plug, so I'm not going to have to shave very much off of them. But we'll get started now. And that's it. So I've shaved that piece down, cleaned it up, and I'll get this mounted onto bigger plugs this time. So the lucky people that come and pick these pieces up, they'll be a good size when they come and get them. So I'll get the rest cut, and I'll get them mounted, and I'll show them to you guys after. All right, so there you have it, guys. Nice big chunky pieces. I mounted them on 1.5-inch plugs now, so these are going to be very large frags once they heal up to whoever's lucky enough to come and get them. So I'll get these ones back in the tank. I'll go get the next piece. So I'm back here now. This is the Cloudberry's Chalice. I'm going to take these two. I'm going to cut each one of them into 4 and get these mounted up. Now, I know that those would be small frags, but remember, I don't sell my frags fresh cut. So what you're seeing on this rack is like, that's what I sell. But I only have a handful left. So I'm going to cut 2 of them up so I can always have up and coming ones, so I never run out. Okay, so I'll run the first one through again, show you guys. These ones are very simple. I just quarter it, but I'll still run one through the saw for you to see, and then I'll get them mounted up and I'll show them to you after. So the Reef Raft Spicy Lemons I cut last, and like Chalices, they really slime up when you cut them. So when they're in this solution that I put them in after, you really got to shake them off before you mount them. You want to get all that slime off of them. I was going to show you with the last ones, but maybe I'll show you with these ones before I get them mounted. You just want to make sure you shake them off really well before you mount them, because they really slime up. Super simple. Cut it in half. Cut it in half. There's our 4 frags. I'll cut them both for you guys. Cut the bottom stem off. Cut it in half. Cut it in half. There's our 4 frags. So I can already show you just how much these slime up. I don't know if the camera is going to show it. Okay, you see how much they slime up there? That's what I was talking about. So before you mount them, you just pick them up. You just give them a good shake. Okay, and it gets the slime right off. See how nice and clean that one is now? That's all. All right, I'll get these mounted up and I'll show them to you after I'm done. All right, so there you have it. They're all mounted up. And I'll get these guys back in the tank and I'll get the next piece. All right, so these next pieces here, they're recovering really well after the alkalinity and salinity swing, but as you can see in the top here, it's all been damaged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to make some frags off of the new growth that's coming along these sides. I'll do the same with these two pieces. And then up top, these are just Mr. Freezes. They're overgrown, the plugs, so I'm going to just shave them down, get them on the new plugs. These pieces down here, they're all the Jason Fox Aquaman. So I'll get these shaved up. I'll put this big one here. I'll put this one through the saw for you guys to see how I'm going to take kind of these edges. And then, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, if I can get it to focus. See, the edges are all new growth. And that's what I'm going to take the frags from, and I'm going to get rid of this upper damaged portion. All right, so I'll run this through the saw for you guys to see, and then I'll get the rest cut up and show them to you once they're mounted. Start by taking off this bad part on the top. All right, so I kept one larger one here, as you can see. That's the one I'm going to start onto a new disc as a grow out piece. These ones here are all going to be the frags. Okay, so I'm going to cut the rest here, and then I'll get everything mounted up, and I'll show them to you after before we put them in a tank. All right, so these are all the pieces mounted up, ready to go in the tank. And as I said, I left that one larger one
This one here will be a grow out piece. You know, down the road I can cut another day. All right, I'll get these pieces in the tank and I'll grab something else. All right, so this Scully, the Scularina, it has a lot going on. My wrasse has knocked it over and into a trachea, which, as you can see, killed a big portion of it. But this is also it. I had already cut this portion out that died. Same reason, but it also has one growing on the back. So I am going to try and figure out how to cut this to try and salvage 3 pieces. So I'm going to try and take this as one, and then I will try and take the bottom portion, but I will try and save that little button Scully in the back there as one as well. So see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to run this in the saw, move you guys over so you can see, and we'll go from there. First thing I got to do is get it off this rock. So you can see what we ended up with there. I've successfully cut Scullies in the past, so hopefully these will heal up. It was quite damaged from falling into that trachea, but we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated on these pieces, whether they die or they heal. So I'm going to get these mounted up on the plugs, and then we'll get them in the tank. All right, so there's the 4 pieces, and hopefully they heal. I'm sure a few of them will anyways, but time will tell. So we'll get these in the tank, and I'll go get the next piece. This next piece is Frankenberries. It has really nice blue polyps when it's open, but I don't want it on this rock, so I'm going to cut a bunch of this off of this rock, and I'm going to get it onto plugs. All right, so I'll take you into the saw and get this piece cut, and then I'm going to cut the Jason Fox Anti-Venom Fabia next, and that'll be it for today. All right, so I'll get you guys into the saw, and we'll get these 2 pieces cut. All right. There we go. We got it all off the rock. Now I'll get these pieces mounted on the plugs, and I'll show them to you after they're mounted. Okay, so here's our pieces. Get them in the tank and let them grow out. Go to somebody else. All right, I'm gonna get the last piece I'm gonna cut today, and that's gonna be the Jason Fox anti-venom. I have several frags, but I have one that's starting to overgrow the plug, so I'm gonna split it into, you know, 2 to 4 pieces to start new ones, and then we'll wrap this video up for today. I'll go get that piece, and I'll get these ones put in the tank, and I'll be right back. All right, so this has got to be one of my favorite Fabias. Such a beautiful piece. I'm going to cut this one probably into 3. We'll get it mounted. We'll get it back in the tank. Get these guys rinsed off. And we'll get them mounted on some plugs. I know I've showed it before in videos, but I'm using the premium coral glue by Polyp Labs. Rinse these off, dry off the back of them. That's it. That's all there is to it. That one just became 3. We'll get these guys in the tank, and we'll start wrapping up this video. All right, guys, so I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe somebody learned something. That's the point of these videos. I've got a ton more cutting to do, so I'm gonna leave it here. You guys make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and happy reefing.